Have you ever wondered why Sigma males seem so different in the way they approach relationships? It's not about arrogance or calculated coldness, it's about self-respect and conviction. Unlike many who believe it's necessary to compete, impress, or fight to win a woman's affection, the Sigma takes an entirely different path. Here on Sigma Male Official, you'll discover what makes these men unique and why they don't enter that endless race to win someone. This perspective might seem contrary to what many think. If you don't fight, you don't win, right? But the Sigma male shows that it doesn't always have to be that way. Each of these 6 reasons reveals how they, with a different approach, build relationships based on mutual respect and authenticity, avoiding mistakes many make when starting a relationship. And if you've ever felt you shouldn't settle or lose your identity in the process, this video will show you there's another way to look at things. Get ready to understand the principles that make Sigma males unique. And if you're ready to transform your way of relating to others, subscribe to Sigma Male Official and join us on this journey toward a life of strong convictions and authenticity. Let's get started. They don't need to prove anything. For a Sigma male, the need to prove something to anyone simply doesn't exist. This kind of man understands his value deeply and doesn't let himself be swayed by others' opinions. Why would he? When someone knows who they are, there's no need to seek approval from the outside world. For him, living by his principles is enough. This allows him to move forward confidently in his decisions, no matter what others may think. The Sigma male doesn't get caught up in superficial competition, especially when it comes to attracting a woman. He knows that real power lies in self-confidence, not in showing off achievements or proving that he's better than someone else. This natural approach makes him stand out without even trying. While other men are fighting for attention, the Sigma remains calm, aware that he doesn't need to convince anyone. If he could give practical advice, it would be, let your actions speak for themselves. Think about the times you went out of your way to catch someone's attention and compare that to when you were simply yourself. The Sigma male doesn't waste energy. He knows that authenticity always holds greater value, and that authenticity is so magnetic that it genuinely attracts those who share his view of life. They can attract women without fighting for them. A Sigma male doesn't need to enter the conquest game desperately because his presence already says a lot. When a person is at peace with themselves and walks with a quiet confidence, others around them notice. He doesn't need exaggerated compliments or theatrical gestures. His authenticity is what makes him attractive. Women can sense when someone is genuine, and the Sigma has that authenticity that many others try to fake. This type of man doesn't worry about grabbing attention, and precisely because of that, he becomes more interesting. Instead of pursuing, he lets things flow naturally. He's like that person at a gathering who isn't trying to impress, but inevitably catches everyone's eyes. And the best part? This approach saves him from frustration and emotional exhaustion because whatever comes into his life is meant to, not because he forced it. A clear example of this can be seen in everyday situations. Imagine him at a coffee shop, absorbed in his world, reading or reflecting. That calm he projects is magnetic. People are intrigued, and often they're the ones who approach first. He doesn't need a seduction strategy because simply being himself is enough to spark interest. With no need to compete, his natural appeal does all the work. Only insecure men fight for a woman. For a Sigma male, competing for a woman's attention is a sign of insecurity and a lack of self-confidence. He understands that an authentic relationship isn't built on constantly fighting to validate himself in front of others. In his experience, those who desperately seek to impress do so to fill internal voids. It's not that the Sigma dismisses women. He simply rejects the idea of fighting to be the chosen one because he knows that's a sign of lack, not genuine interest. Insecure men feel they must prove something, as if every conquest were a badge of worth. This approach might attract superficial attention, but rarely leads to deep connections. The Sigma, on the other hand, understands that self-respect and dignity are his best cards. He knows a woman worth his time will choose him for who he is, not because he fought for her attention or outshined others. Imagine a common scenario. At a party, other men might compete to be the center of attention, talking loudly or telling stories to impress. The Sigma, however, doesn't engage in this dynamic. He observes from his space and lets others tire themselves out in that competition. This attitude not only conserves his energy, but also gives him a natural advantage, projecting a security that doesn't need external validation. Sigma males haven't lost their moral code. A Sigma male lives by his own values and principles, no matter what society considers modern or popular. For him, morality and respect are fundamental pillars, and he isn't willing to betray them to impress anyone, especially in relationships. His inner compass is clear, and he doesn't adjust it to please or fit into behavior patterns that others might see as normal, but that go against his beliefs. This moral code is what sets him apart from other men, who often sacrifice their principles in the name of acceptance or attraction. The Sigma knows that his integrity defines his worth, and he'll never put it at risk, not even for a relationship. This sense of ethics and uprightness gives him a unique strength, and those around him can feel that solidity in his character. He's the kind of man who commands respect without even trying. Think of it in terms of simple actions. The Sigma won't lie or act two-faced just to win someone. He prefers to show up authentically and openly, avoiding fake flirting or manipulations that may seem appealing in the short term, but are destructive in the long run. This authenticity makes him especially attractive because he projects confidence and emotional stability that are rare and genuine in today's world. They don't make the same mistake twice. The Sigma male learns from his mistakes and makes sure not to stumble over the same stone twice. For him, every mistake is a valuable lesson, an opportunity for personal growth that allows him to become stronger and move forward with more wisdom. This ability to reflect and learn from his experiences makes him different, as he doesn't seek excuses or dwell on what went wrong. Instead, he adjusts his path and keeps moving, always evolving. Unlike others who might justify their missteps, the Sigma takes responsibility and carefully analyzes each situation. If something didn't work out in the past, he acknowledges his part in it and makes the necessary adjustments. This constant learning mindset makes him a difficult man to deceive or manipulate, as each experience makes him sharper, more aware, and less vulnerable to fall into the same traps and emotional manipulations. Imagine he's gone through a complicated relationship. Rather than repeating patterns or following the same steps that led him to failure, the Sigma uses that knowledge to avoid future disappointments. He might set clearer boundaries, be more selective with his choices, or simply trust his intuition more. By applying these lessons, he builds a more solid path where every decision is based on clarity, not momentary impulses. They don't settle for just any woman. The Sigma male isn't afraid of solitude, and precisely because of that, he's selective when choosing a partner. For him, being with someone isn't a necessity but a conscious choice. And this keeps him away from relationships of convenience or just for company. He knows that his time and energy are valuable, and he won't invest them in just anyone. He'd rather wait until he finds someone who truly adds to his life than settle for someone who doesn't align with his values and aspirations. This kind of man seeks something deeper, someone who accompanies him in his personal growth and understands his worldview. He doesn't let himself be swayed by external pressures or social expectations. He understands that a true relationship is one that enriches, not one that exists simply from the fear of being alone. Quality always comes before quantity in his relationships, and that's what sets him apart from many others. A Sigma male may come across many interesting people, but if he doesn't find a genuine connection, he won't force it. For him, it's better to wait than to enter a relationship that lacks meaning. His appreciation for authentic and deep connections makes him unique and attractive. Those who capture his interest know they were chosen not by chance, but because they genuinely have something special to offer. After understanding these 6 reasons, do you feel there's something you need to change in how you view relationships? A Sigma male doesn't follow the crowd, and that makes him a model of integrity and authenticity. Being Sigma isn't about feeling superior, it's about holding a firm stance without giving in to outside pressures or losing self-worth. If these principles resonate with you, maybe it's time to start applying them to your daily life. And what if you began using these concepts, making decisions based on your own code and letting go of others' expectations? Reflect on how you could build more genuine and meaningful relationships without needing to engage in unnecessary fights. The next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, am I being true to myself? If you want to keep learning how to build healthy relationships and develop a Sigma mindset, subscribe to Sigma Male Official and turn on notifications. Here, you'll find content crafted to help you strengthen your conviction, respect your values, and live authentically. Don't miss this chance to take your life to a higher level.